Hello guys, good evening from here. So I'm going to share an analysis that I did on vix25 1 Earth, and it's always the same concept, the same analysis, the same setup, the same stuff I've always posted on YouTube. But then something I use right here is something that is very rare, that not all smart money traders actually make use of this setup. Alright? And the setup right here is called the QMTR. Alright? It was model trash lines, something like that. Is a failed QML. So a failed QML is called a QMTR, and it is used as a continuation trend, a continuation pattern. So it's very rare. So right here, like I always say, you start your analysis from your higher time frame. So we look at the monthly chart right here. So the first thing I notice on the monthly chart is that the market has been ranging, right? And then also we saw that it kind of like actually break a structure right here. Now that break of structure, based on that the market is in a ranging structure, I am not saying this is a break of structure, but it grabbed liquidity from here, and it is obvious that you might still trade higher to hunt liquidity resting up here. So to then we will know where when a structure is being presented. So we are on a ranging market. So like I always say that if you could actually study the algorithm, you know where price trying to reach for, then you could actually um, find some setup that you could use to push the price to that area, right? Study of algorithm. So we have this high right here above resistance, right? Above resistance, we have stops resting on this high. So after liquidity has been grabbed on support, we might have the idea that the market will want to push higher to do what? Go for stops resting on this high, right? So seeing that on the monthly chart, I ran down to the weekly chart, noticing that we have buy side liquidity resting above here, right? Now the weekly chart, there's no clean setup right here. If you look at it, you won't see a clean setup. There is no liquidity assessment. There's no a setup like stop hunts plus breaking market structure. There's no kill out. There's nothing like a find in that area. And based on that, above this high, we have this high right here. So we're having stops resting on this high, buy side and buy stops, right? We're having liquidity resting on these highs. Based on the market is ranging, right? So after saying that, since I noticed that we have this high to be taken out, okay, knowing the algorithm, you know there are stops resting on every highs and low. Now right here the market did not give us a sign that it wants to go lower, right? Because you would see that it did not actually break a structure. There's no structure right here that it broke. What did he do? He just grabbed liquidity from this stops resting right here. We have equals resting there. He grabbed liquidity. You can see that from the wicks, right? Now with the idea that you see the market trade lower to grab liquidity right here, you have the idea we have these stops to be taken out, right? We are having stops resting on this high. We have liquidity resting here. It is very important to know how the algorithm operates. You should, like, you could predict the chart. You could actually predict the market. Now me seeing that we have a stop hunt right here, liquidity grabbed, is the idea that the purpose of this grab of liquidity is to use that liquidity resting right here to continue pushing the price and doing what? Attacking another liquidity resting on this high, then we have this all-time high right here above resistance, right? So I saw that, then ran down to the daily chart. Okay, now I am looking on my daily chart. What did I observe? That the price has been filling every imbalance that we had. Remember, this is the area of where we have liquidity grab on equals, right? We are not having a break of structure right here. starting from the higher time frame, you will actually see that this is not a structure. This is just the market high, low, right? It grabbed liquidity from here. There is no structure. This right here is a compression, right? It is not a structure. It's very, very crucial. You need to start your analysis from your higher time frame. Now, observing that the price has been doing what? Feeling imbalance. Right here, there is no gap, though it's a tiny gap. But this week right here and this week right here cleared the imbalance. Now we have imbalance right here. The market traded lower to clear that imbalance, and as it does that, it took a liquidity from this low, right? Then we see it fill our imbalance. Now, seeing that, running down to the 12-hour, let's see if we could find something. So on the 12-hour, you see how I was starting the analysis from my higher time frame. No imbalance right here, all cleared out. Right here, imbalance was cleared right here. Alright, now after that we see a break of structure, but then when the market traded higher, it still traded lower to do what? Balance price right here. So it ran down to another block, traded higher, and we now have that break of structure right here. Now after the break of structure right here, what are we seeing? With the idea that the algorithm is trying to hunt this high right here. You have to target that high. You have to target that high. Alright, and you can see the market high, low, high. There is now other block resting here. But how am I gonna have a confidence that this other block will be valid? Right? We keep on running down to lower time frame. Now we have our 8-hour. On our 8-hour, we have this other block resting here, right? Now if you look at this one also on the 8-hour, it traded into another block, clearing imbalance. No imbalance right here. Cleared imbalance. Ran down to another block, we see trade higher, fair value gap, trade lower, fill in, and closed the candles right here. We push higher, we have a break of structure. Then we now have this other block right here. How are you to confirm that other block is valid? The same process. Run down to your 6-hour to see a confluence, to actually see a confluence. So again, imbalance field, traded higher, we have all the block, and we are targeting this high, this top, the stops resting on this high, and you can see how the market trade into that area. Right now, has a proof of it. I took a screenshot and I sent it to the group, so I have my image right here. Then yeah, no, this one, is it this one? No, not this one. So we will find it, right? We'll find it somewhere here. You gotta have patience. Alright, so I said it's very tempting because I posted it on the group and say vix25 is very tempting to trade on WhatsApp. So right here, what did I mark? I marked QMTR, and I marked this area right here has a flip. You understand? This is a bearish order block, but it failed. Right now, I'm having a stop hunt right here. Right, this is not a break of structure. You can see the candles close below, above the low. So we now see the break of structure right here. Right, so this whole self candle is my order block, and based on I'm having this right here is kind of like a breaker block. Okay, a break of the block, and then you will now see a bullish structure. Now I was expecting it to still trade lower to fill imbalance right here on the 1 hour, even though I saw that this whole candle is a bullish order block on 2 hour, 3 hour. I was expecting it to trade lower, fill the gap, and trade higher. You see how the prediction is. Alright, and this was yesterday night. I did the analysis. So right there, January 11th, today is 12th. So back to the chart. Now after seeing this whole bullish order block right here on the 6 hour, I was trying to refine. I ran down to my 4 hour. This is my 4 hour order block. Now, I am not confirming this right here immediately until I have my extra confluence, right? So from 4 hour down to my 3 hour and down to my 2 hour, we have the other block right here. All right, that is my QMT 2 hour other block. Okay, now I still went lower to have an extra confluence, and I'm having my 1 hour structure right here. Now if you observe, I have a high, low, a high right here. The market traded lower, and we see a stop hunt on that low. Okay, so those people that were seeing this as a break of structure, they look at this area as an area of supply, right? And for the ideal KML, you say the price should tap the KML and see trade lower, but this is not a break of structure. This is a liquidity grab. It is a stop hunt, right? Now that was my first confluence, QMTR. My second confluence is SSR. What does SSR means? It means a significant support and resistance. Now, how did I say it's a significant support and resistance? It is in line with my QML. We have is that resistance? Yeah, resistance 1. We have resistance 2, right? Then we now have support. We have support again. We now have an extra support right here, right? So that's my confluence. I am not trading on other block if I do not have my confluence of Kotimodu or any other setup, stop hunt. I don't actually trust that or shift the market structure. I love trading the stop hunt because it tells me that it grabs liquidity to take liquidity. It grabs liquidity from two sides, right? But the shift market structure might be that, let us say, for the idea of sales, you have a failed high, a failed low, and you see a shift market structure. Remember, there is still liquidity on this low, right? So that's how I see shift market structure, and I don't actually trust the traders unless the market tap to that other block and I see a break of structure. I will now say, okay, fine, the shift market structure held, so I can now be selling. But this one I love to trade is where there is a stop hunt, which tells me it grabs liquidity from here, and we finally have to grab liquidity from here. We're not having a break of structure. Now, after looking at all this stuff, after seeing all these, the next thing I have to conduct is my liquidity assessment. What is my liquidity assessment? My draw to liquidity is where we have liquidity right here, equals right here. Then I have these highs right here. Alright? Now that aside, I have to conduct liquidity assessment, which tells me that I should get to see liquidity around my point of interest, liquidity that the market has to grab to activate my order. Okay? Now what's that liquidity assessment? Right here, I marked a fake out zone. Right? This is a fake area of demand. It's a fake order block. And for the idea that I'm having support and resistance right here, the market has to trade, take out that support and resistance, and tap the order block that is below support. A valid order block is always below support or above resistance. A valid order block is always at the area when you are having a significant support and resistance. Another block is valid when you see it take out an opposing order block. In that idea, it is called a flip. Supply to demand flip, demand to supply flip. Alright? Now this one is order block in an area of significant support and resistance. And extra confluence, I'm having a stop hunt, and also another confluence, I'm having QMTR around that area. But I am not trading that market until I see liquidity that the market has to grab. This is a fake area of demand. Most traders might be wanting to buy from here. And so, liquidity assessment, we have right here, liquidity, the market was ranging, draw to liquidity right here, and don't forget, we are having the high that we are targeting right here. So, you can see the price delivery, understanding the algorithm, you can predict the market, you know everything about how the market will run, where it will run to. Once you start your analysis from a higher time frame, and then you have your bias, before you have to run that to your lower time frame to for an entry. And almost traders, based on they're not starting from the higher time frame, they're looking for the lower time frame, they won't see this I'm seeing right here. They might think this whole thing is a structure. Like they look at here, they say this is the breakout structure right here. The breakout structure right here. No, no, no. The bias is bullish. Like the bias is bullish. Alright? And you know what you're targeting. Liquidity, this high. Right? So we see how the market trade into the 2-hour or the block in line with the QMTR and significant support and resistance. That is the sniper. I missed this trade because I was expecting it to trade to this fair value gap, to trade deeper into that other block before I could execute my trade. Alright, so we see it tap and we see the rally right there. So let me look at the 30 minutes. So it traded lower again after it tap. This could be a confirmation trade. Tap and it rallied, taking out liquidity. So traders, this is a range market, okay? This is not a structure. Alright, so don't say this is a breakout structure, don't say this is a breakout structure, don't ever say. All these are stop hunts, fake out zones, price tap into the breakout block on the lower time frame, which is a full body candle, a full order block on 2-hour, and always QMTR, there's always a supply below right there. Alright, so there is what I would like to share with you guys based on how you can do your analysis. Alright, you can do analysis that way and you don't need to worry, like you have minimum loss. Alright, I myself do have losses if I don't do my analysis the right way. Alright, so we see how the market rallied that way, and that's how the beauty of QMTR. And yeah, so you see how the market might decide to trade it back lower and maybe create another pattern to continue, or since it grabbed liquidity from this high, and if it happens to be that it is, follow me on Facebook right here, so you can see my posts right there. Post QMTR, I'm always posting education stuff, and right here we have the recent one I posted right here based on USD, and you see the clean delivery right there. Alright, the same thing I showed you guys in the previous video. You can see with algorithm you can predict what the market will run to. So I have Monday high, start pressing on that high. The idea that the market will run higher since the bias is bullish, is to grab that liquidity because it's trading higher, and the date was 10th January. So it happened on the 12th, 2 days later, right there. Then the content, study content, is this, which is what Asian range low taken out, Asian high taken out, grab of liquidity, OTE, the other block responds for the stop hunt, and we see the rally, right there. So yeah guys, hope you find this educational. So yeah, take care. While I was post educational stuff and ideas right there. Alright, so you guys could follow me on Facebook right here, so you could see my posts right there. Post QMTR, I'm always posting education stuff, and right here we have the recent one I posted right here based on USD, and you see the clean delivery right there. Alright, the same thing I showed you guys in the previous video. You can see with algorithm you can predict what the market will run to. So I have Monday high, start pressing on that high. The idea that the market will run higher since the bias is bullish, is to grab that liquidity because it's trading higher, and the date was 10th January. So it happened on the 12th, 2 days later, right there. Then the content, study content, is this, which is what Asian range low taken out, Asian high taken out, grab of liquidity, OTE, the other block responds for the stop hunt, and we see the rally, right there. So yeah guys, Hope this you find this educational. So yeah, take care.